Hello, everyone, and welcome to Friday morning. It's Stephen Whiteside here from theuptrend.com. Well, on Friday mornings, I like to go in and just print off some weekly charts just to see how the market looks going into the weekend. And the VIX is up over 16% so far this week, taking out the previous week's high. So that is telling us that options traders are certainly loading up on options at the moment, expecting the stock market to continue to move lower. Now, the stock market isn't really moving lower at the moment. When we're looking at the weekly charts, we're still having an inside week, and we're still higher for both the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. So we haven't broken out or broken down from last week's range just yet. We've retested the lows, but we haven't retested the highs. Now, semiconductors, on the other hand, which are helping lead the major U.S. indices higher this week, up over 6% on the week, and certainly not retesting last week's low. Now, going in the other direction, we've got the financials with the regional banks leading us lower this week. And so it's a mixed picture. You've got big cap tech stocks at one end and financials at the other end. Looking at the Canadian market, we made a new high this week. Now we've retested last week's low, and so far it has held. And so we're up over 2% on the week. Now, energy is not helping at the moment, down over 2%, trading down to the lower channel line, but we haven't closed below it just yet. Compare that to the financials, which are up just under 0.5% on the week. So we have not broken down below last week's low. And then looking at gold stocks, and we're up nearly 12% on the week. The price of gold up over $300. So both of these things are great, certainly for the Canadian market, but globally, it's probably not a good thing as people who are not normally involved in gold and gold stocks are rushing in at the moment. And as these particular symbols go parabolic, it's going to not end. It's not going to be a pretty end when it does blow up. Looking at crude oil, we're down uh, just under $1.50 on the week, and we're trading around unchanged last time I checked in the pre-market this morning. And for the week, we've got Bitcoin down over 7%, and it's trying to hold the previous lows from August, but it is trading lower in the pre-market on Friday morning. Now, moving over to the daily charts, we do have stock index futures a little below fair value this morning. They were lower overnight, so they have pared quite a bit of their losses, but we are still negative so far with no major economic numbers coming out this morning. Looking at the price of gold, it was up over $100 yesterday. The price of silver continued to make a new high. And again, looking at daily charts here, we've got crude oil making a new low, natural gas making a new low. That's not helping the energy sector. If you're shopping, you should be able to get bacon on sale, but probably not hamburger meat as live cattle continues to make higher highs at this time. Looking at Bitcoin, you can see Bitcoin breaking down below the September and August lows, and looks like that wants to continue to do that on Friday morning. Looking at the VIX made a new high yesterday, breaking out above the 2188 level, up past the $25 level. We closed at $25.31. Looking at the VIX ETFs, we have run into the flypaper channel both in New York and Toronto. And so it'll be very interesting to see if we can break out above the flypaper channel this time around. If we can do that, that's probably a big warning signal that the market wants to continue to move lower from here. Moving on to the TSX most actives, we've got Bitfarms making a new high on Wednesday, then pulling back on Thursday. We've got Capstone Mining back on a sell signal as of Thursday's close. We have Cenovus back on a sell signal as of Thursday's close. For NextGen Energy, we're looking for a close below $12.17 on Friday. B2 Gold making a new high on Thursday. Unfortunately, TD Bank flip-flopped from a buy signal on Wednesday to a sell signal on Thursday. Looking at Denison Mines, there's a new high there before pulling back, so still closing above the upper channel line. Enbridge still on a sell signal, no change there. We've got Tilray back on a sell signal as of Thursday's close. Last up this morning, we'll take a look at the U.S. most actives, and starting off again with Bitfarms, again making a new high on Wednesday, pulling back on Thursday. There's Plug Power trading in the channel, looking for a close on Friday below $3.36 to give us a new daily sell signal. Inside day for NVIDIA on Thursday, no change in trend there. We've got Rigetti closing at the upper channel line. We've got Denison Mines closing at the upper channel line, no change there. Big reversal day for NEO, but certainly no change in trend. And then we've got a very quiet trading day for Ford, a close above $11.95 on Friday would give us a buy signal there. We've got Lithium America down and back on a sell signal as of Thursday's close. We've got Big Bear trading back in the channel, so looking for a close on Friday below $7.38. And then Kenvue rolled over yesterday down over 13%. It generated a buy signal a few days ago, and typically when you get a buy signal and the pros do not come in over the next 3 trading days, that buy signal usually fails. So we don't see any indication that the pros wanted to take control of Kenvue at the time of the buy signal. Certainly, the stock is very oversold on a short-term and long-term basis, but still, the pros do not want to take control at this time. Now, coming into Thursday's trading action, if we broke 1563, we were looking for a move down to 1406. And what happened? Well, we got down as low as $14.05. So just a penny below our price target. Okay, folks, that is all for this morning's presentation. So far, it looks like the market wants to have a fairly quiet open on Friday morning. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. Next time you'll hear my voice, if you're a member, is Sunday evening. And if you're not a member, next time you'll hear my voice is on Monday morning.
Thanks for tuning in until the very end of today's stock market timing educational video. If you found the content valuable, don't forget to express your support by hitting the like button, leave a comment, sharing with your friends, and subscribing to our channel for more insightful updates. Remember, in the world of stocks, timing is crucial, and following the trend can be your greatest ally. If you would like more information on how we can help you better time the stock market, please visit theuptrend.com.